How's it going, everybody? It's Nikki here with the Identify team, and in this video, I'm going to break down how you can adjust your user inputs in the Identify HQ. So if we come over here on the left sidebar, we can go under Product Analysis, and if you just go to the bottom, you can see that we have the User Inputs section here. So what you'll actually change when you're adjusting these values is how data is displayed for you on the Identify Chrome extension, web app, and mobile app. So we can jump right in with the buying criteria. First field we have here is a minimum best sellers rank, or BSR, and over here we have a max BSR. So what this affects is when a product that you pull up is within these two values of BSR, it's going to display that value as green, and if it's outside this range, then it's going to show as red. And so broadly speaking, when you see a lot of green on these product listings that we're showing to you, you're going to want to buy it, and when you're seeing a lot of red, you're not going to want to buy it, just as a broad general rule, right? So I like to use 0 as my minimum and then 100,000 as my maximum. Anything above 100,000 I don't typically like to buy, so it's going to show red there. Next, we've got a minimum profit per unit. I like to set $2. You can set it lower if you like, you can set it higher if you like, but you just click in here. Maybe you want $4, there you go. I'll keep it at 2. Next, we have a minimum ROI field, and so I like to see products with at least 25% ROI. Again, completely up to you, but I like 25%. Next, we've got an additional cost section. So the first field is a prep fee. If you work with a prep center and they charge you a per unit fee, this is where you'd input that cost. I get charged $1 to ship to my prep center, and so I have $1 here. Next, we have a minimum monthly sales field. And so I like to see products that have at least 100 units selling every single month. If it's lower than that, sure, you can still make good money, but I like listings with higher volume, so I set my minimum at 100. Next, we have an inbound shipping per pound. This is when you're shipping products into Amazon's fulfillment centers, doing the FBA program, fulfilling by Amazon. And what is the cost of a label? Broadly speaking, per pound when you're shipping those products in. Typically what I've seen in my experience is 50 cents. This has changed a little bit with the implementation of inbound placement fees, but I have put 50 cents here. Before inbound placement fees, it was maybe around 30 cents. What I would do for calculating this field is go to your most recent shipments, and if you haven't done any shipments yet, maybe just use 50 cents per pound. But go into a few of the shipments you've created, average the shipping cost per pound, and then input that here. Next, we have an outbound shipping per pound. So this is for FBM orders. When you're shipping directly to a customer, our calculator will not take into account the shipping cost or the shipping label cost, because we don't know what the cost of your shipping is, right? So broadly speaking, you're going to want to put in your average cost per pound for FBM orders in the outbound shipping per pound field. Next, we have a miscellaneous fee. So if you get charged any flat fee in addition to your prep fee, this is where you'd input that cost. And we also have a percentage field. So if you get charged sales tax, if you're self-prepping everything, for example, I live in California. If I were to self-prep everything, I'd get charged roughly 9% sales tax if I bought something from a retailer. But since I do mostly wholesale and I ship to a prep center out of Montana, which has no sales tax, I keep this as 0. Lastly, we've got a default values section. So we have a price option field where you can choose either the buy box FBM price, I should say lowest FBM price, lowest FBA price, or just the lowest priced overall. This is the sale price that we're going to pull from Amazon and display for you immediately when you open up any product. You can adjust that at any time by just clicking in on the Chrome extension or on the web app, but this will just be the default that we pull for you immediately. Next, we have a standard fulfillment method. So what fees do you want to see displayed for you immediately when you open up any product listing? You can flip back and forth between FBA and FBM on the listing or here within the defaults. Last but not least, we have the seller ID. So this is your seller ID. If you pull that from Amazon, from your storefront, you can input it here, and then that's how we're gonna gauge whether or not you're eligible to sell a product, whether or not you're gated or ungated, and so you'll know whether or not you need to go about getting ungated before placing a larger order. And then, don't forget, up in this right corner, just want to hit the save button and lock in all the changes you made just like that. So this video has been how to adjust your user inputs. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@identifysuite.com or in this lower support section here on the left side. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.